Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my second try of doing my big book roundup video. The first time I tried, I didn't have enough space and I went by month. This time, I'm gonna try and go through author and see if I can get through every single book without hopefully running out of space. Please wish me luck. If this doesn't work, I'm going to probably cry. Hi. So, I'm back. We're gonna start with these first. These are just basically some random books. So I've got a book of drinks and then a cookbook. Obviously I can't really do anything with the book of drinks until I'm 21, and I do want to try making stuff out of the cookbook. But I use these as part of my reading goal this year. I also got this from Five Below. It's just a compilation of like some spooky stories with investigation stuff with it. If you're interested in that, go pick this up if your Five Below still has it, because I found it interesting. Crystals, because I love rocks and stuff. I have a whole rock collection. This is just a whole book about crystals and it's color coded. And then Greek mythology poems, and then Greek myths and tales. I love mythology, specifically really love Greek mythology, so these were some of just my favorite things to pick up when I was feeling like I needed to read like some Greek mythology type stuff. Also, quick honorable mention is I audioed the Harry Potter series this year. I don't have the books because I gave them to my sister, because if I look at them, I just get really angry because the author's not a good person. But I did read finally all 8 books this year. I had read the first 2 like around the end of 2020, but then I just never continued because I got into a slump. But I did finally read all of them this year and they were really good. I think though my ratings for them was just rated out of a little bit of anger and spite, because again, I don't really like the author, but most people don't like the author, so I really hope you get me. By the way, if you want to see my ratings and stuff, I'll try and remember to put my Goodreads and Fable in the description. But let's get started. First of all, this July, I sat down and read the Stephanie Garber universe, and oh my god, I loved all of these. It was so fun. Caraval had me just second guessing everything and feeling like I was going crazy, which is from what I see most people's experiences. And Once Upon a Broken Heart made me cry and made me kind of sad, but also like really happy, and it was really cute. These are all differently rated, but I think with how I rated them, they're quite close together. Like book 2 of Caraval and book 2 of Once Upon a Broken Heart, I think are very close or are the same rating. I don't remember. I do have my reading journal here, but I'm gonna try and skip ratings this video because it's probably just gonna go a lot faster. But again, I'll try and remember to do my Goodreads and my Fable in the description so you can go and see what I rated all these books. But I really enjoy getting into this year. I'm really excited at the fact that we're gonna get an Eva Jackson novella, and maybe, I don't know if she said there's gonna be a Chaos in the book, but I would love that. And also there's a new special edition coming out with the Fox and the Archer story, so I'm really excited for that. Yeah. Next up we have Holly Black. I very much went on a little Holly Black journey this year with the rest of the Elfame universe, and then I also read Book of Night and Thief of Night. Oh my god, I love it. I love Holly Black's writing, so I was really excited to get into all her other books. I cannot hold them all up. Well, I can, but they're gonna fall. But I read The Darkest Part of the Forest, the Modern Tales of Fairy trilogy, How the King of Elfame Learned to Hate Stories, The Poison Eaters, Book of Night, Thief of Night, and then The Stolen Heir and The Prisoner's Throne this year. I'm so excited for the graphic novels that are coming out for the Cruel Prince series. I'm excited for the Cardan book that we're gonna get. That's gonna happen after this duology. Yeah, I really liked getting to see other characters that were in the Cruel Prince series in their respective books. It was really fun, and then getting to see Oak and Ren all grown up in these I loved, and the romance between the little romance we got of Oak and Ren in this I loved. Yeah, it's just really cool. I love Hollywood. Okay. Also, this year I got to finally finishing off the Ember and the Ashes series. So I read the last 3 books. I read the very first book in 2023 around the end of that school year, and then I just didn't obviously have my own money at the time, and I wasn't getting them for Christmas or my birthdays, but I was finally able to get them this year and finish. I also read the spin-off for the series as well, Air, and I really liked that. I loved seeing the characters again, even though it was only like 2 hours in between me finishing A Sky Beyond the Storm and then starting this. But yeah, it was a really, really fun series. Really sad too. I cried a couple times, but I'm excited to see if she writes anything more with it after Air. I don't remember if she was going to, but I'm glad I finally picked up the rest of the series and was able to finish it. It was probably one of my favorite things to read this year, and I was so excited to get to finish this. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep repeating what I say constantly. Up next is Rebecca Ross. I read Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows, and then the spin-off that is set before Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows, Wild Reverence, this year. Yeah, this is another book set that I cried. I cried and was like, anytime I think about it, I would have cried. Like, I absolutely adored Rebecca Ross's writing and her characters. I loved Iris and Roman. I loved Roman Kit. I seriously almost cried a couple days ago because something I saw on my phone reminded me of him, and I started wanting to cry. And I absolutely loved Wild Reverence. My favorite thing, yes, I loved Matilda and Vincent, but Matilda and Bade, their stepdaughter and stepfather relationship, like chosen family relationship, just like, yeah, really, really got to me. And I'm kind of sad I still don't really see people talking about that relationship. It's kind of one of like the softer relationships that nobody really talks about. But I love this series, and I definitely at some point I think I want to sit down and reread all the way through it, probably starting with Wild Reverence and then going to Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows, just because I loved the little tie-in at the end of Wild Reverence we got, and then we get to see so much setup that happens in Wild Reverence in these two, and I love it. I almost forgot another really long author I read this year. So obviously Onyx Storm released this year. So we have Rebecca Yarros. I loved Onyx Storm. I am still quite in denial about it. I think about it almost every single day of that ending, and I did cry again. I also just pushed over a bunch of books on my floor. I will pick those up later. But I also got into some of her contemporary / military-ish romances. I loved all of these. Specifically, I think my favorite one is The Last Letter, but I can't remember. I will have to check, but I don't want to go through this right now. Never mind. But I think the one that is rated the highest is The Last Letter and was my favorite. But The Things We Leave Unfinished might be my favorite because the twist in that was twisty and I loved it. Variation was good. I love family drama and it was giving me family drama and it was so good. And then The Likely Event was kind of sad. I remember hating the FMC's parents though too. I thought her parents were kind of shitty towards her. Actually, they were really shitty towards her. But I am so excited I got into her romance books. I am definitely going to read more of them next year and then continue on the year after. While I wait for Fourth Wing Book 4, Empyrean Series Book 4, because I need to know what happens after this one. Rebecca, she's not even writing it yet. I really want her to write it, but I'm excited for the contemporary she's writing. She posted on her Instagram like a day ago or 2 days ago that she started her contemporary. So I'm excited to see what her next contemporary is, but also very much more excited for Empyrean Series 4. Now, moving on, we have another duology. We have Once You're Mine and Now You're Mine. I don't think I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about these two. If you want to know why, go watch my review. I would suggest going to my Bookstagram though, because it's going to be easier to find on there than it is on my TikTok. But I really liked the first one. Thought it was really good. Had fun. Loved that MMC. Second one, freaking don't like the MMC anymore. He made me feel really icky about what he did to the FMC. Oh, I couldn't even have the books in my room while I slept because I was fuming. I was absolutely fuming. I think it happened in like the first 2 chapters, and then I just skim read through the rest of the book and the second book, and it got worse. What the MMC was doing got worse. I felt very uncomfortable, but I pushed through because I can't leave a thing unfinished. I don't like leaving series or duologies or just books unfinished in general. I have never DNF'd a book. But yeah, I was raging at this one. And also my lowest rated of the book this year was this one, which was 0.5. I have never rated a book that low. I rated this one really low. The first ever book I've ever rated low for the first time in my life. We're gonna do 2 at once because both of these are also dark romances. But we got Lights Out and Caught Up by Navessa Ann. I didn't like Lights Out that much, but it was so good that towards like the halfway point of the book, I just was kind of getting bored. And it just felt really kind of drawn on. But with Caught Up, I actually really liked Caught Up a lot more. And I'm going to read the next one that comes out next year too. Because I'm actually happy I gave Caught Up a chance. But yeah, I did really like it. I thought the characters were cool. I kind of think the premise is cool. It's definitely playing on a lot of like book talk trends and genres that are really popular, which I think is cool. Especially Lights Out. Lights Out used that a good amount. But like, yeah, I really liked Caught Up. I don't know how I can't really say much with these books because I don't really remember a lot of what happens. It's been months since I read these, but yeah. I'm excited. I'm actually kind of excited for the next one. I think I'm definitely gonna even like that one more than I liked Caught Up. The next duology I read is like a biblical with like Lucifer and like his demons. The FMC ends up falling in love with the guy body that Lucifer is trapped in. So then she falls in love with Lucifer and is This is this whole thing, but it's a like dark romance, kind of fantasy, but also kind of has real world stuff in it. Yeah, I really liked it. Wasn't like a wow thing, but it was fun. I audioed these two, and I actually also both audioed these as well. I thought these were fun. It was definitely something though. I think I kind of wish I waited until October to read, because it would have been fun to read in October, but I read these in February because I had gotten them last year. Definitely really like these. I think I'm gonna read the spin-off series that comes after both of these, but I don't know, we'll see. Sorry if I'm repeating myself for that. Here, let's do these two. Also, another just duology. We have Bride and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I wasn't really hot on Bride when I first read it, but then I read Mate, and it made me change my rating for Bride because I absolutely love this. So, yeah, it was really, yeah. I don't know what else to say. I don't really have a lot of words today, but yeah, just fun. I'm not a werewolf girly usually, but I went into this with an open mind, and I'm kind of glad I did, because I really did like Mate, and I kind of liked Bride, and then after Mate, I decided to change my rating to Bride. I think I had it at like 2.5, and then I raised it to a full 3-star. I think Mate is 4 stars or 4.5 or 3.5 stars. I can't remember. But it was fun. I loved getting more of Sabrina in this one, especially because she wasn't a big part. Well, she was a big part of Bride, but not that big. I loved getting to see Misery in this one too, getting her little cameos. The little girl in the series was so cute. Anya is her name? I think it's Anya. I might be wrong on that. But yeah, it was just fun. This one was so fun and spicy, and I loved Cohen. I loved Cohen. He was kind of funny. But yeah. Not a duology, but we got some myth retellings. We got Circe and Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. My sister, who has the Harry Potter books, also currently has my copy of this because she's reading it. But I absolutely loved these myth retellings. I didn't really know much of Circe's myth other than from what I've learned after getting into Epic the Musical. Obviously, I knew a lot about the Trojan War and stuff because you learn about that shit in school. But yeah, it was fun. I really liked both of these myth retellings. I think Circe is still my favorite. Song of Achilles did make me cry though. I definitely bawled when Patroclus died, and then just Achilles' reaction to it. Oh, yeah, that hurt. But yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed both of these. If you like mythology and want to get into mythology retellings, I would definitely say start with these two. I'm definitely gonna try and be checking out more of them. Probably not next year, but in 2027, because I already have my TBR planned out for next year, so look out for that video coming at some point soon. But yeah, I also really enjoyed the writing in this. Again, it was fun. I'm gonna keep repeating myself because I don't know what else to say. Next up, the third book I think is slotted to come out next year fully, and I'm so excited. But I don't know if any of you guys remember or know, but I'm such a big Leigh Bardugo stan. You don't understand. She is who got me back into reading in the first place when we moved. But I finally picked up 9000 Hellbent this year. I love Alex Stern. Oh my god, it's cool. I was flabbergasted, I think. by the ending of this. It's obviously, again, been a while since I read these, so I don't remember a lot, but there's things I'm like starting to remember. I absolutely love Darlington, love dolls. Oh, I'm so excited for the third one, actually, though. I can't wait to see what happens between Alex and Darlington, if anything romantically happens there, if it doesn't. Oh, I'm excited to get more into like the hell thing. If you like dark academia, please read these, but also I would warn you, check trigger warnings, especially for ninth house, because I didn't know about a scene that was in here, and I was like kind of really surprised that there weren't any trigger warnings in it for this, but please check those. But also, please check this out, especially if you like dark academia. It's set at Yale, I believe. It's one of the big colleges it's set at. Again, it's been a while since I read these, but yeah, I think this one's a 4.5 and this one is a 5-star. I can't remember. Also, I said I wasn't going to do ratings, and I've already given ratings for some of these. Next up, we have the last bit of the Powerless series. We have the Fearful novella and the Fearless novella. Rereading Kit's death scene in Fearful was hurt a lot again, because I did cry in this. This one was fucking crazy. I wasn't expecting some of the twists, even though I think I saw some of them coming. I did also write down my thoughts for it in here, but I won't go through those. I think I went through some of them in my review for Fearless, but I also think I posted them on my TikTok and my bookstagram, my Instagram for my books. But I actually really enjoyed this series. I know it gets a lot of flack for being similar to other series, but I genuinely don't care. I just wanted to enjoy it, and I enjoyed it. So, yeah, me all you want, but I liked it. I loved getting to meet Death, Mara, in this book. I think she's really cool. I really hope we get to see more of her. I don't know if it's fully confirmed that we're getting a spin-off of the Powerless series, possibly. But I don't take me on my word for it, because I think it's just a theory currently still, but I don't know. I can't remember. Up next, we have The Stars Are Dying and The Night Defying. The third one just came out this month. These are by Chloe C. Perenda. I would also say highly go check this out. The Stars Are Dying is the first book. It starts off a little slow, but it is definitely worth it, I think, for you to go and read the series. It was so fun. I can't wait to read the third one next year. I'm just waiting because I didn't want to read any more books this year, and I just wanted to take a break in December. But also, the books are super pretty. But I love Night and Estrella's romance. I loved getting to unravel the whole thing with Estrella and finding out who she is and how everything happened to her, and like the kind of like a curse that is on Night and Estrella, and just everything. It is amazing. And getting more of their backstory in the second book, I believe it was in the second book, but getting more of their backstory and how they fell in love, and then watching them fall in love again throughout the whole book. Both books, I absolutely loved it. This one made me cry. I think this one also made me cry, but this one definitely made me cry. I can't wait to read the ending to the series next year. I'm like so fucking excited. Lastly, we have Quicksilver and Brimstone. You can't really see the titles because my lights are reflecting off of them. Oh, there you go. They're upside down. But I absolutely loved Quicksilver, and it got me excited to read Brimstone. Quicksilver was so on the top of my list to check out this year, and I finally read it in March, and it was amazing. I absolutely adored Saris. I love Kingfisher 100%. He is probably number 5 book boyfriend. Definitely more after this, but like, ugh. Carrion is a total jackass, but like, I love him. And Onyx, the little fox, is the whole heart of the series, and you cannot prove the other book. Brimstone, the last book I read for this year, freaking amazing. What the fuck is that twist, Callie? What the fuck is that twist? I'm like, what? Also, I'm still gonna call him Kingfisher and not his new name because I'm too used to calling him Kingfisher. Even though it's only been 2 books, I'm still gonna call him Kingfisher, but maybe I'll use his true name. This one, I think I ended up giving a 4.5. I think both of them actually might be 4.5. If not, Quicksilver was a 4-star. I can't remember. Also, Saris was being an absolute queen. She was doing her queen shit in this book. I love it. Saris being half vampire, half fae. Amazing. I absolutely love it. Okay, I'm gonna clean up a little bit and then I'll be back. Next, we have this stack. It's no longer authors anymore. These are just separate. So I read A Curse Carved in Bone, The Shadow Bride, The Games That Gods Play, Blue Graffiti, and Go the Distance. This is by this author. I do not know how to say her last name, but this is if Meg Became a God. It's really cool. If you love Hercules, go read this. It was amazing. I also think I cried reading it. But again, can't remember. Blue Graffiti from the guy that played Matthias Helber in the Shadow and Bone Netflix show. This is definitely an acquired taste. I did like it, but I think it still wasn't for me, but it was still really good. Next, we have The Games That Gods Play, Hades and Persephone retelling, but where Hades thinks of Persephone more like a sister, so there can be another FMC character that falls in love with Hades. The second one of this also just came out, or is going to come out next year. I'm definitely going to pick it up because I did actually quite enjoy this one. But I think it's definitely another acquired taste if you're more looking for a book that actually does the Hades and Persephone story but with romance. But in this one, they're more like siblings. The Shadow Bride by Shelby Mahern. I recently reread this, which is kind of sad because I did love the Scarlet Veil and I love the Serpent and Dove trilogy. But this one just kind of fell flat for me after I've like spent months after reading it just thinking about it and thinking about everything I wish was kind of different, which was like changed before like it was sent to publishers or whoever. But I'm not saying it's bad. It is still good, but there were definitely things I wish didn't happen that didn't get changed. Yeah. I don't know how to explain how I felt about this book because I have so many mixed feelings because I loved her books before this, but like, I don't know. It's just kind of hard. And then absolutely love this. I also really love Norse mythology. So getting to read a book that incorporates Norse mythology in this is the second book in the, I don't actually know what the series is called, but this is the second book to A Fate Inked in Blood. I read that last year. I really like this. I read this one this year. I audioed it when it came out too. It was really good. I love the villain in it. I thought that was very, very well written. If you're looking for a thing that kind of takes Norse mythology, I would definitely consider picking up this duology. Again, it was so fun. I really love the FMC she's on the cover. Her name's Freya, I believe. Yeah, this was just a really fun book to read. And then just like, I'm having a hard time explaining things today. Sorry. Next up, we have The Dagger and the Flame and a voice of the Ocean. This one's a debut from a Sims YouTuber. If you don't know her, I think her name is also in Kelsey and Peaches May, or it's something different on YouTube, but she's blonde. There she is. If you can see her. This was really good. I definitely am gonna pick up the second book because, again, I want to know what happens. I can't leave series unfinished. This came out just this year. It was really a good read, fun read. I love the FMC. I love the MMC. Again, definitely gonna pick up the second one when she releases it. And then The Dagger and the Flame, the second one for this also just came out, which I'm also gonna read next year. But I picked up this because Freddie Carter from also the Sixty Crow from the Shadow Bone Netflix show, he voices the FMC in the audiobook for this, and I just had to. But I did also end up really loving this. I'm excited to see where the romance goes and how everything plays out, because from what I remember, it was kind of really fucking crazy towards the end. Okay. Last stack, and then we're through all 75 books from this year. This is also another debut from the author. Here is her name. But if you like, again, this is kind of like a fairy tale, like many fairy tale retellings in like one book, but with like really dangerous things happening during them. If you're interested in it, I would very much consider picking it up. I really loved it. Again, also excited for when the second one comes out. She did an amazing job writing this, and I absolutely devoured it. The little romance in it was so cute. The FMC was adorable. She reminds me of a lot of Evangeline from Once Upon a Broken Heart. Yeah. Oh, it was so cute. It was so cute. You've Reached Sam. Yeah, this one made me cry a little bit. It wasn't my favorite thing I read this year, but it was still really good. Sad as fuck. It's just about this boy who dies in a car crash, and the girl, they were together at one point, but and then they broke up, but like she regrets not seeing him one more time, or regretting something. I can't really remember, but they connect to the phone when he's in the spirit world, and then it's this whole thing, and it's cute. I don't really remember. Yeah, it's been like months since I read some of these, so I'm sorry. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Again, really love this one. Definitely really good if you're looking for kind of historical, but not really historical at the same time, and it has more romance. It's kind of loosely based off of the whole thing with people thinking Marilyn Monroe had a girlfriend or was into women, and like her whole thing with having a bunch of different husbands. It's slightly based off of that. I would definitely say go check it out if it interests you, and if not, whatever. The twist at the end was another good twisty. I wasn't expecting that. I'm also pretty sure this one also made me cry. Up next is Happily Ever After by Kira Cass. Just some short stories of the selection characters. If you know that series, you know what I'm talking about. I really loved getting to dive back into these characters again after not being with them for a year, because I read the selection for the first time again last year, and it was so good. And then I read all the other books, and I love those too. If you're looking for like just some short stories to read, I would also pick this up. And maybe if you read these short stories and they interest you, go pick up the selection series, because it is a really good young adult romance that I think people would love. And then Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. Memory loss trope always gets me. I love a good memory loss trope. The romance in this was amazing. This is the second interconnected book that comes after Phantasma, which I read last year and I love, so obviously I picked this up. This is with Ophelia's sister, Gwen. It was amazing. I loved it. I did also cry again. Memory loss stroke got me. It was such a good time. The spice was spicing. Yes. Then we got Accomplice to the Villain. I'm kind of I'm not sure how I feel about there being another book. I feel like we could have ended it after this one. Maybe just a teensy bit. But I did love the ending of this one. I'm excited to see what happens with Evie in the next book. This was just so fun. It was such a good time, and finally kind of getting Evie interested together, and then them getting torn apart again, and was whatever. But I also really liked all the side characters in this. The side characters definitely made this a little bit better for me than if it was just mostly more of Evie and Tristan not being together. But like, yeah, the side characters were good. I still obviously did really like Evie and Tristan. I'm kind of excited to see where it goes with the next book, and hopefully the next book is the last book and we don't have an Alex Astor situation. Ooh, probably shouldn't have said that. Wings of Starlight, another book that has a second one coming out next year, but this is the Queen Clarion and Lord Meliorn story from this that we hear about in Secret of the Wings, and damn, I felt really nostalgic reading this. I'm pretty sure I did even cry reading this one too. It just was nice because it brought me back to my childhood and like watching that movie for the first time, and yeah. I love them. And then this one also has a second book coming out next year, but The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I'm so happy I decided to pick this up this year. It was kind of a late add to my stuff. But yeah, I read her other duology last year, really loved it, so I'm glad I picked this up. I loved Sybil and Rory. I'm excited to see what happens in the next book because this is also going to be a duology. But the end of the last book was kind of crazy. I also just realized I put the cover back on upside down, so I'll fix that after I'm done recording. But yeah, crazy. The ending was crazy. I wasn't ready for that. I remember really loving it though. And then we have Tusk Love by Thea Guandon and Critical Role. This comes from Campaign 2, The Mighty Nine of Critical Role. I did mostly want to pick this up really bad because The Mighty Nine just started their Amazon Prime series. I've been watching it and I've been loving it. And I've been watching a shit ton of Mighty Nine stuff on YouTube, but I read this last month before the show came out on Amazon, and I'm so happy because I did absolutely love this. A little insta-lovey for me, but I didn't really care too much. It was cute, it was spicy, it was sexy, it was everything I wanted, and definitely carries that Critical Role humor. Also, listen to the audiobook for this because Mr. Teddy Hamilton did the audio for it. For the main FMC. I don't remember who the MMC was. I'm pretty sure though I did put it in my review video for this. But I love this and I could rave about it all day, and I definitely want to pick it back up and just read it again, especially once it makes its appearance in the show when Jester starts talking about it. Like, I'm gonna be so absurdly happy. That's so cute. I love Critical Role. Okay, I'm gonna go from Matronum. Okay, that is all 75 books I read this year. I know towards the end I repeated a lot of stuff and I didn't do ratings. Hopefully it's gonna be better next year, and I have a better way to film that's not my phone so that I don't have to worry about storage. But for now, this is what I got. Pray for me in trying to put this video together because I already saw the storage thing pop back up on my phone, but hopefully I can get this out. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Bye.